the chat thing.
Are you listening?
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Run Your Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Big Mike, and I am joined by my brother, Sped Rock. What's going on, Sped Rock?
I don't even know anymore. We just had a great behind the scenes. So, yeah, that was awesome.
Good.
And, just chilling today. Today was supposed to be a stormy day, and it didn't happen. So, it was a good day. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. Had a job interview today that I went to, so that's cool. Don't tell anybody. Hopefully my boss isn't watching for my job now. If you are, hey, how's it going?
Can't hear you because, you got the you can't see me. Now you can't hear me.
Well, I guess. It's been a big week for us, man. We'll start out by saying hey to a couple people. There's Carol in the chat. What's going on, Carol?
What up, Carol?
How are you doing? We had Lex in the behind the scenes at some of the behind the scenes chat. That is Sped's sister.
She's evil. She's the youngest one in
Misguided Goddess, also known as Tater. If you're in behind the scenes, you'll know who that is. Going on, Tater. We had TC, one of our normals, in the behind the scenes as well. What's going on, TC? And we had Lady Alpha, which I will put a Lady Alpha comment up as soon as she puts it there.
No yeet.
What is going on, Stampede? How you doing tonight?
What
Our
up, Stampede?
resident wrestling encyclopedia, Stampede. What's going on, man?
He and I had some.
TC?
Yeah, no yeet. We had a really good conversation about New Japan Dominion, right? Oh man, great show all around.
I watched parts of it. I didn't get to watch a lot of it because I've been super busy.
No, I definitely watched.
There's Lady Alpha. What's up, Lady Alpha?
I watched it all. Me and him were talking about I can't think of his name right now. He's about to retire here in 7 months. But I'm late to the game on him, and now I'm going back and watching this older stuff. Not just stuff against Kenny Omega that I knew about, but the other stuff. So far, I get why he's a legend, and holy crap, I am so far behind on that.
Well, Carol, we're going to do everything we can to let you know about Dynamite.
Yeah.
It was a great show, in my opinion. I can tell you that much before we get into all the details later on in the show. It was a really great show. I enjoyed it. A lot of good wrestling, a lot of good storytelling.
Can't take pictures off
really
the AEW though. Sadly.
Yeah, it is what it is. Tanahashi. Wait, really? Tanahashi's retiring?
Yeah,
he was that old.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, if you watch his older stuff versus now, he's definitely got a couple of steps.
Yeah, I figured he was in his 40s, maybe early 50s, maybe.
He's definitely showing his age. And it's like, okay. But still,
he's not older than Ishii or anybody like that that's still wrestling.
Yeah, but
Ishii's not retiring anytime soon.
Yeah, but look at the career he's had.
Or Jericho or any of the American wrestlers that wrestle that late.
Yeah, but the strong style for how many years? 15 plus years.
That's
like
true.
that.
Good point.
Yeah, it's tough on the body, especially for him. I mean, Kenny.
You know what he could do, and I don't know if they have it over there. This would really help him. Instead of having to retire, if he needs the energy to keep going, he can try our new sponsor, which we will reveal now. If you follow us on X, you'll be able to see it. But it's a good time to reveal that we are now powered by your favorite wrestling podcast and the best energy drink on the planet have finally joined forces. That's right, everybody. We are now powered by GLYTCH Energy Drink. Got a new background to show that off as well. It also shows off that we're a member of Chairshot Sports Media Group, which we've been for a while. So working on some new things, a little bit of a new background. You got the crowd there. So that's all you guys in the crowd out there watching us in the middle of the ring. So make sure you go use our code. I'll put a link up in the description after the video. Use the code and use our coupon code RUNIN, RUN-IN, to make sure you get 10% off of your order. It helps us out. Really good stuff. We will both have, I know I am going to have some merchandise here in the next couple of days. So next week I will have merchandise on display. I'll probably do a video taste testing some of the flavors I got. and putting that out there. I'm sure Sped will be as well. Thank you to everybody at GLYTCH for this opportunity. We really appreciate it, and hope we do you guys proud.
Hell yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
And Tanahashi's 48. See, I didn't think he was that old.
Yeah, but man, come on.
But he's at match 62 for the year, so
yeah. I mean, it's night and day in what they do.
I mean, John Cena's not doing any of the work that Tanahashi does in one of his matches.
No, but
one Tanahashi match is probably 10 to 15 John Cena matches.
Yeah. Oh my god.
If we're being honest.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, well, we'll bump that up because the speed of which he used to go when he went, Tanahashi did. Oh man, his speed. So we'll say about 20 matches for Cena. It's because he could not,
especially like Cena today.
No, yeah. Oh God, bless it. That's 2 years worth of Cena today.
Wait, Ishii's only 49?
I believe so.
Wow. Well, no, that's what Sam. I missed that part of the comment. I was focused on Tanahashi and Cena.
Nice.
I thought Ishii was in his 50s, man. Good Lord. I thought he was much older than that.
Except, man, it's that strong style. I'm telling you, it's rough. That looks rough on the body.
Yeah, definitely. But there was a pretty big week in wrestling. And before we get into, I did forget the newest member of our cast, Juana the Iguana, right here on my shoulder. Forgot to mention her earlier. Everybody say hello to Juana when you get a chance. The newest member / mascot of the Run In Wrestling podcast. I got to get better on that intro. I really don't like that. We'll be okay.
That's as bad
still
as
learning.
Behind the scenes. 37 episodes, still can't get it.
AEW Ishii in New Japan. That's true. Which I mean, I would actually probably say like New Japan Ishii probably went a lot harder than AEW Ishii.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his matches. So yeah, I mean, but like even still, some of the stuff Ishii does now, even though it's nowhere near what he used to do, is still more than a John Cena match physically.
God, yeah.
There's Lady Alpha saying hi to Juana.
Ishii ain't missing people on purpose.
No.
Oh man.
But we will get into the slideshow with the rest of wrestling for the week. First and foremost, I'll let you go first because some big stuff happened outside of AEW and WWE over the week.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you wanted to put a highlight on this, as did I. So first and foremost, we go to AAA for some new tag team champions.
All right, so I know a lot of people didn't watch this, Triple Mania and stuff. I loved me and Stampede. We talked about it. He said he didn't really. It was more of a AAA-esque style. I enjoyed it for this match and this match right here because I'm a big Los Garza fan. All right, I like Angel and I like Humberto. I've been a big fan of them. I think they deserve titles, but they looked well at home at AAA. They looked like they were fluent. They were smooth. 2 times. Like we saw them at Worlds Collide. They looked phenomenal. They look phenomenal again at AAA. And then they're still defending their titles and stuff like that here lately. And they look great. So congratulations to Los Garza for being the new AAA tag champions. And hopefully this is a big stepping stone for them. Because I think they deserve more than just those.
Well, I hope they're on SmackDown in the next couple of weeks and they actually show those titles on SmackDown.
Yes. Be like
just to give a shout out to AAA on SmackDown. That would be really cool.
It'd be like Nick and Mac Jackson with the New
Japan titles.
Yeah. No.
All right. I mean, even if it's in AAA mostly, as long as they're getting used the way they need to get used, whether it's on WWE TV or not, I'm fine with that. Because obviously AAA is growing in their platform with especially in America. With WWE on there, just like CMLL is growing in America with AEW, like we saw last night at GrandSlam. So I mean, it's a big time for all the 2 big promotions down there in Mexico to get a hold of a new audience up here in the U.S. and to kind of take over the rest of North America.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope they get used a good bit, whether it's in AAA, whether it's let them take it to NXT, let them take them to SmackDown. Show those AAA titles off to everybody and let them wrestle Lucha Libre style while they're holding them.
Yes.
If you want them to go back to Delgado, Los Garzas when they lose those titles and go back to the WWE style, then is what it is. But while they're holding those titles, let them represent AAA like they should be.
They look free when they're in AAA, man. They look so freaking. They look better in AAA. I think WWE holds them back.
See, I don't know that they have to be in WWE, but I want them to be on there so people get to see what they are.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to wrestle WWE style when they're there. I want them to bring a AAA Lucha Libre style to that audience as well. So that way it will bring more eyeballs down to AAA the next time they have a show. What's going on, Michael? Kicking at it too. Traveling titles. I love it. 100%. If you own a company or if you're partnered with a company and you're not putting that company's titles on your television product as the larger television product, you're killing it.
No, I get that. I do get that.
It's nice to have your people go over there every now and then because you're going to get some of their fans to go over there. But I think it means more to have their talent represented on your television product so it gets to a wider audience than it does to send, like, just to send the Garzas down there is one thing. They'll get some fans of Legado. They'll get some fans of the Garzas from SmackDown over to there. But you bring those titles back, and then it lets a whole new audience see those titles. And then they follow those titles back because they're like, well, they're champions down there. What do they do? Let me follow it back and see what they did there.
Those titles are pretty. We
I like them.
I love them. I love how it looks like a crown. Yeah, at the top. That is beautiful like that.
What's going on, Ultimate Sports Network? Thank you for joining us in.
What's good?
Thanks, Cody and Randy, the obvious choice, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Till we get a AAA time slot somewhere in the U.S. I mean, that's what I would think. It's free advertisement. That's all it is. And the more you get that name out there, the better.
Tubi.
Does it have to? No, it doesn't have to, but it helps.
AAA on Tubi would be dope.
Yeah.
What's good?
What's going on, Isaiah? How you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, AAA on Tubi. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Which does get us to Friday Night SmackDown. Pretty good show. You had some good storylines coming out. Obviously, you had the John Cena, Cody Rhodes kind of face-off. Ron Killings showing out all night. Although they apparently don't know how to call him Ron Killings, which still pisses me off. They still call him R-Truth, even though he's told everybody he's not. Don't know what that's about, but at least it's good to see him back on TV, attacking John Cena multiple times. Getting out there a good bit. I mean, that was really cool. What'd you think of the John Cena, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight? I mean, that whole first promo where you had Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, everybody out there was crazy, and then Ron kind of attacking him at the end. What'd you think about that?
All right, listen. We all know my stance on LA Knight. All right, he needs a new gimmick. He needs to get away from the All right, just proving my point. You can say one word, yes, yeet, or yeah. Anything with a Y in short. Okay, my bad. W. It's got to be W, X, Y, or Z, apparently. All right. It's just proving a point there with, you can say stupid chant and get over that way instead of showing off even though DB can show off what he can do. All right. Or BD, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, no, seeing Randy wanting Cena and Cody wants Cena and Randy's looking at, Cody like, dude, I'll go right through you if I have to type of deal. I thought that was pretty cool. But Ron taking out Cena both times, thought that was excellent. See? That's that's my problem with him. All right.
Because he's not bad in the ring. Let's be real. He's not bad in the ring.
He's all right.
I don't want everybody to think that you're bagging on his in-ring.
No,
you're not.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not bagging on that. I'm just saying we all got bored with. No, we don't get bored because everybody still does it. Most of us got annoyed with what really fast, and then now it's and it's like, oh my god,
yeet.
Or you don't go no yeet. I can't do it, man. I hate it. It's like, why? Right? Yeah.
But the good thing about that promo at the beginning is, the main reason that Ultimate Sports Network put that is it made us care more, or it put more context to the King of the Ring. With Randy saying, look, man, I don't care if I have to go through you. I want my hands on John.
Exactly.
And Cody basically saying the same thing. It was like, look, we're friends, all that. But if I've got to go through you to get to Cena, that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
So it made us care more about who's going to win these semifinal matches, which we'll get to here, after we do a couple other things. We will actually talk about the semifinal matches. But it puts more drama into those matches and into the finals, no matter who's in it. So at least it did that. And then obviously, Ron coming out and attacking him at the beginning or at the end kind of leads that in. And then obviously we're getting tomorrow night Ron Killings or R-Truth. Again, I'm not sure why you can't just put Ron Killings on your promo. Going against John Cena tomorrow night at SmackDown.
I don't know. This is weird.
What's going on, Herb and Raj podcast? Appreciate you coming in.
And Raj. H&R. There we go. We're going to call him that.
Most of the times that's Herb. I won't say it's Herb every time, but a lot of times it's Herb. I know Raj has got a lot of stuff going on with kids and stuff like that. But a lot of times it's Herb. But watch this be the one time that it's not Herb. That would be awesome.
It's me, dang it.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely good in the ring. That's not what we were saying at all. But the whole same promo every time it gets old.
I think Kevin Nash called him out. God, don't do that. No. No. Don't. No. And if you brought back the dummy button, no, don't do it. Oh, no. That would ruin it.
Oh, and he said that's Herb every time.
It's Herb every time.
Every time.
Okay,
Carol thinks, I'm afraid that he wasted his time with the gimmick. They need to elevate him more. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's in that stratosphere main event. Like I said, he was in the ring with Cena, Cena, Cody, and Orton. He was right there in that same promo with them. It's leading somewhere.
But no. No, it's leading to him being upper mid card. Like if they need someone, hey, we need you to be up here. There you go. We get him a shot. But out of all those guys in that ring, who takes the pin? LA Knight. You get what I'm saying? If you had to do a fatal 4-way between Knight, Rhodes, Cody, and not Cody, Knight, Rhodes, Randy, and Cena, Knight's taking the pin all day, every day.
Possible. Depends on the story they tell, but I could definitely see that.
Everybody's now like,
let's see, make sure I didn't miss any comments there. Moving on to the return match of the Wyatt Six up against the Motor City Machine Guns. In what I thought was kind of a rough match, to be honest.
Very.
We'll get what you thought as well, but I mean, it wasn't great, and through no fault of the machine guns, to be completely honest.
I was going to say that.
But the Wyatt Six did end up getting the win. Obviously, we kind of knew that was going to happen with it being their debut again. But what do you think? Where do you think it goes from here? And what did you think of the match in general?
I mean, it's going to go what we said a few weeks ago, where they were, what are we going to do with what we're going to do with this, right? With the Wyatt Six. And it goes machine gun, DIY, and they go down the list of tag teams to get to Private Party. God damn it. Street Profits.
Private Party, the Street Profits.
Sorry.
I feel like you're missing somebody there. Was there not a fourth team in there too?
Yeah, there is. And that's why I said it goes down the list. I couldn't remember the fourth team right now. But I feel like it goes down that list until they get to Street Profits. Oh, Fraxium is the other one.
Fraxium.
Dang.
Yeah, Fraxium's got to be right before the Street Profits. It's got to go. I mean, which DIY is right there too, because they were just champions.
Yeah, that's why I think they go next, though. They go next, and then it's Fraxium, I guess, and then but I think these guys will get back at it. They've been out for 6 months going on. Yeah,
something like that. It's been a while since they've had a match on TV.
I mean, I think they'll get back at it, but it was MCMG looks good. They always look good. They're
Yeah.
veterans. They can hold their own. They can carry a match. And thank God they know how to carry a match because they pretty much did in this one. But I think they'll get, Gacy and Loomis. They'll get there. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they'll get better because again, it's the first match you've had back in a while, especially since we don't have house show loops and stuff like that anymore.
Yep.
This is probably the real first match they've had back. And I mean, that kind of stuff happens. Hopefully they'll get better because they're, Gacy and Loomis by themselves aren't bad wrestlers again, but that was a pretty bad match. It had a lot of missteps. There was a lot of clunkiness to it. So hopefully they fix some stuff quick because once you start getting in there with Fraxium, the Street Profits DIY, it's hard to say that once you get past the Motor City Machine Guns, you're stepping into really stiff competition. But yeah, it was they got to step it up.
You can step it
Especially
up.
You get in there with Fraxium. As much as Fraxium's running around moving stuff, if you're not on your game there, somebody's going to get hurt.
They're quick.
They carried more than Bradshaw. That's good stuff.
That is good stuff right there.
Then you had the King and the Queen of the Ring, I guess, quarterfinals.
Yeah, this isn't the semifinals. They did 4 in this one, and Raw did 2, I believe. 2 last week and 2 this week.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they had 2 last week, 2 this week, and then 4 there to make the semifinals. So you had Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes advance for the men. You had Jade and Alexa Bliss get through for the women. What'd you think of those decisions?
I love what they did with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. It was
the end of that match was great.
It was amazing. It was kind of like shadow a little bit of what happened on Raw with Liv Morgan, Kairi Sane, and Roxanne Perez. Liv getting insane elbowed by Kairi and then get rolled up. Yep. 1, 2, 3. I thought that was pretty cool because she had I can't remember who she had in the figure 4, but she had one Chica in the figure 4.
She had I don't remember. Candice LeRae, maybe? No, Candice LeRae's who Alexa pinned. Alba Fire is who. Is who Charlotte had.
That she's in a figure 8 and just taking that figure 8 pretty like a champ. But yeah, no, I like what they did there. If they're setting up Jade winning
or Meechin.
Meechin. Okay. If they're setting up Jade winning this whole thing,
we'll get to that. Hold on. We'll get to that part.
Okay, but yeah, no, Randy winning and Cody winning. I want to see these two go at it at the end. Yeah.
And to answer your question, Casey, I think one of them just got hurt. He was on Main Event this past week.
Yeah.
I don't know how badly he got hurt. I haven't heard an update on it. But they've kind of been regulated down with Fraxium. Since Fraxium came up, I think they had one match for Fraxium, but then they've kind of gone to the wayside, unfortunately.
They can't stay
So
healthy.
Hopefully they get moved over to Raw at some point and maybe freshen up there because I miss Pretty Deadly being on screen. They're funny. They can go in the ring. Yeah, they've apparently been locked in the same bathroom as Kaiser.
Hey, hold on. Time out. Kaiser might be the new member of Rollins, but we're going to talk about that later.
We will. Yeah, I think maybe it was Preston. I can't remember which one. Because I haven't watched Main Event. I didn't see which one got hurt. I just saw one of them got hurt.
Either way, Justin Timberlake lookalike and the other guy can't they can't stay healthy at all.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some stuff here and there. I mean, and Chelsea Green even mentioned it. She wanted to point them as part of her cabinet before she lost the title, too. That'd have been hilarious.
That would have been great.
That's true. I mean, the ceiling could be a small run as tag team champions.
Which would be great.
Yeah, I mean, that being a tag team like that, being a comedy tag team, doesn't necessarily prevent you from being tag team champions like you would think like a singles comedy gimmick would prevent you from being world heavyweight champion or something. It's a little easier in the tag division because we've had tag teams like that before. I mean, hell, you had the Bushwhackers back in the 80s. Really the Awesome Truth was more comedy, even though, again, both of them can go in the ring. So that's
Actually,
not what we're saying at all.
They really did go really hard at the Hell in a Cell when they were fired, and they came back and the cell came down and they were in hoodies and they beat the crap out of Cena. We're not going to mention that guy and Punk. Okay.
But that does lead to the semifinal matchups that we're getting on SmackDown. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn and Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, who returns on Raw, who we'll get to her match here in a little bit. But we did want to talk about who we think are going to win these two matches and who's going to end up in the finals. Sped, I'll start with you, which I know you kind of mentioned one of them.
I would like Randy Orton. I do want to see Randy Orton win this, but I think it would go. Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to say Randy Orton. Even though my brain is saying Sammy, I'm going to go Randy.
See, and that's where I'm torn. I've seen a lot of people say Sammy's going to be in there because they want Sammy and Saudi, which say that 10 times fast, I guess.
That's really hard.
But I mean, to me, the fact that the Goldberg match was announced for Saturday night's main event tells me that I think Orton could win this. And I'll go into why when we talk about the other one. But you need more big names on there. And Goldberg, for whatever he is, I know I didn't want to see him. I don't think you did either. But the people of Saudi would have went crazy with him being over there because they're huge on the nostalgia part.
Yes.
Goldberg coming out would have got a huge pop in Saudi. So I think you need to get some larger, more nostalgic names, and Randy Orton fits that bill more than Sami Zayn, even though Sami Zayn is insanely popular. There are other matches that you can have Sami Zayn on, which is what Stampede alludes to. Karrion Kross could come out and cost him, especially after their interaction on Monday, to where I think Randy Orton could win and be in the finals here 100%. But who do you want to see in the women's, Asuka or Alexa Bliss? That one's tough.
That one's going to be Asuka because everything's pointing to Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair at Evolution. All right. You've seen it in that match in the Fatal 4-Way. And you see it backstage a lot. So this one's kind of a no-brainer in my book. It's Asuka. Asuka's coming back. She's the Empress of Tomorrow. No one's ready for Asuka.
Which she actually didn't use that catchphrase this time.
Yes, she did. At the
I don't
end.
think I remember her saying that.
Yeah, at the end she said no one ready for Asuka.
Okay, I guess I must have missed it.
Yeah, no one's ready for Asuka. But yeah, she's back. She looked really good. Of course, she's protecting her knee. I would too if I tore my ACL.
Oh, heck yeah. Obviously, she should.
But she looked great, and this one's a no-brainer. With the whole everything's pointing towards, and that's what I think Flair is going to cost Alexa in this match. Everything's pointing towards Flair versus Alexa at Evolution. That's what the place is at.
Yeah, either that or Saturday Night Main Event, one of the two.
No, I think they're going to put that one on Evolution. I think Saturday Night Main Event is going to be an all-guys thing, sadly.
I guess it could be since Evolution is the next Georgia. Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, since it's the next night in the same city. Yeah, I mean, she looked scary. I mean, her face paint was amazing, though.
Yes, it was.
It's the best I've seen in a while.
And it barely runs. It barely runs. It is amazing.
Yeah, it looked more like a Venom-inspired.
Yes.
Kind of face paint instead of just the regular face paint that she normally does. Yep. I liked the new mask rather than just like the Kabuki mask that she comes out in. That was really cool. Apparently, it was made by like one of the guys that helped The Fiend make his mask. The guy that's been making masks for a lot of people. Apparently, he also helped make that mask, so that's really cool. Yeah, really cool presentation. I think it's going to be Asuka as well. As much as I hate to say it, because we talked about interference in the other match as well, I think Flair could come out and cost Asuka. If I had to put one or the other, I would say Flair comes out and costs Asuka before Karrion comes out and costs Sammy, because I think Randy could beat Sammy clean, and then Karrion could still use that as fuel the next week to set up maybe a match in Saudi, where Sami Zayn comes back to Raw after losing to Randy Orton on SmackDown, and Karrion's like, I told you weren't going to win it, man. I told you couldn't do it. You didn't listen. That thing hasn't gone off in your brain to tell you that you don't belong in the ring with those guys. And then they continue the program that they started a long time ago and mentioned on Raw to where Sammy was like, when I'm done with this, I'm coming after you. And they could very easily have that either on Saturday Night Main Event in a couple weeks, or they could have it at Saudi so Sammy could still be in Saudi. Anything else from SmackDown that we're forgetting that we didn't talk about? I don't think there was really. I mean, that was really a whole lot of it.
Yeah,
because you had those 4 matches, which
was the main
4 matches for
SmackDown
was a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the main part of the show, so yeah, thank God they had it.
And then the tag match we talked about as well. So I think that's pretty much everything for SmackDown. So we will move on to Raw. And I think, what's up, Dax? I think I said hey, but I'm going to do it again. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming in. No. I mean, I hope not. I won't make an official prediction right now because obviously we'll talk about Night of Champions next week on our show. We'll do some predictions for Night of Champions. So I don't want to say completely no, but I hope not. We'll put it that way. Cross needs a match and also contract. That's that's completely true. And that's why I think there's still a way to get to that match without him interfering. Because, I mean, there's been plenty of times where he hadn't interfered where after, Sammy loses. Because, again, it's nothing bad to lose to Randy Orton. There's nothing wrong with that. But Sammy can come back to Raw and Karrion Kross can make it something. I can't believe you lost to Randy, yada, yada, and all that. Told you wasn't on his level. So, I mean, 4 matches. Yeah, that's true. Dax, we're all happy the Wyatts are back. We just hope they knock some of that ring rust off.
Exactly.
Moving on to Monday Night Raw. Again, a lot happened. We'll start with the Liv Morgan injury. Obviously, it was supposed to be Kairi Sane and Liv Morgan one-on-one. Unfortunately, very early in the match, a couple seconds in, on a normal wrestling move. Nobody's fault, which we'll get to that part too. You see the tweet there in the middle. Liv just lands wrong and dislocates her shoulder. And I saw a report today or last night that apparently she's going to have surgery.
Yeah,
so she could be out for a very long time, unfortunately. So shout out to Liv Morgan, and I'll let you address the tweet in the middle that you put up there because I know you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, like why you guys gotta be like cheering injuries like that? Come on, man, don't be like that. Just like what Rhea says, don't celebrate injury like that. That's disgusting behavior. That's Neanderthal level behavior. Okay, we're not like that. We're evolved people at this point in our lives. All right, Liv plays a character on screen. She's supposed to be evil. Okay, and she does damn well at it. We can't cheer her getting hurt because she's getting off screen. I'm not a Liv Morgan fan. We all know that, but that was some disgusting behavior I saw on X. That was crazy. But
yeah, anybody that cheers somebody getting hurt, I don't care who it is. Exactly. I saw a lot of people that said, why couldn't it have been Logan Paul? Even that's ridiculous.
That is messed
I don't care
up.
if you don't like Logan Paul. I get that. Logan Paul's not a good person.
No.
But if you're cheering for him to get injured too, I put you in the same boat.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not just Liv. Yeah, you can't do that.
So.
Yep. Christopher
Judas, which, I mean, I'm not a fan of Chris Jericho.
No.
I don't want Chris Jericho to get hurt. I want him to retire. I don't want him to get hurt. There's a big difference there.
Exactly.
I want Bill Goldberg to retire, but I don't want him to get hurt.
That's going to happen in Atlanta. That's his last spot. I can tell you guys this right now. All right.
Yeah, which is what Michael's talking about there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I will say the same thing about releases as well.
Yeah.
Anytime you come out and say, well, why didn't this wrestler should have got released over this wrestler? Stop with that. Don't sit there and want somebody to lose their job, regardless of who it is.
It's just,
now, you can say, I liked so-and-so better than so-and-so. That's completely fine because that's your opinion. But coming out there saying, well, somebody should have got fired instead of this person. That's crazy.
I mean,
don't put that out there.
You guys got to understand it's business. It's like baseball, all right? Your favorite team, or football, let's put it that way. Your favorite team's got a cap limit, and these guys got a cap limit on what they can spend. If they're about to be over the luxury tax, basketball, they don't want to pay more money. You get what I'm saying? But was moving on to Corey Graves was back on Monday Night Raw. That was amazing.
He was.
I miss Corey Graves on Raw. He 40 billion times better than Pat McAfee, in my opinion. All right, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Pat McAfee fans out there, but listen,
which I am one of. I like Pat McAfee.
Corey Graves is a wrestler, man. He knows what's going on. He knows the moves. We haven't heard anyone call it a hero. What do you call it? The neck breaker. The net breaker AJ Styles did. I
know what you're talking about.
Hiroshi, whatever. He knew the whole damn. Yeah, he knew it. But yeah, that was just. I was glad to see him there. And then Goldberg coming back. That was predictable. But I mean, hey, Atlanta wants to be his last spot. Let Atlanta be his last spot. It's his home. You know.
Yeah, and I said the other night, I am perfectly okay. I don't want to see Goldberg in the ring, but if I have to see it, I'm okay with it being Goldberg's retirement match.
In Atlanta.
In no way, shape, form, or fashion should he win the title. We'll go back to Casey's comment earlier. I'm not going to try to scroll and bring it back up, but no way, shape, form, or fashion should he beat Gunther for a title.
Nope,
I don't care. I don't care about interference. I saw Stampede, which I will pull back up, who says that Seth and his group, which Stampede is very funnily named the Seth Riders, which I think is hilarious.
I love it.
Or you can call him the Seth line, I guess, as in tribute to the bloodline, since I did say it was part of like one of his bloodlines or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to see him win, but if it comes out, and they should have done it differently instead of Goldberg just coming out and saying, well, I'm getting this match. Boy, it doesn't matter what you say. Come out and say, I want a match with you, and Gunther like, okay, well, if you want a title match, you put your career on the line. If you beat me, you can win the title, but I'm going to get something out of this too. We just don't hand out title matches anymore. This isn't the 80s, Bill Goldberg, or the 90s. You have to put something on the line. If you want a shot at my title, then you have to put your career on the line.
Yeah, no,
and then you can make it Goldberg's match, and then it makes sense for Gunther to even put the title on the line. Other than the fact that 6 months ago they had one altercation.
I just don't like how
they had one verbal altercation.
I don't like how they made him look like he was punking him out. Goldberg punking out Gunther. If you looked at him in the ring, Gunther's like backed up to the ropes. Got his head turned and everything. Man, it looks like they're punking him out right there. I just didn't like that. But yeah, this should be his last match, and I'm hoping it is.
Yeah,
man,
it needs to be in Atlanta. With it being there in his hometown, it needs to be his final match. Let him have that retirement moment after the match. Let his son come in and give him a big hug, and his family come in, and he's in the ring with his family. Get that whole send off. That's fine.
Yeah, but think about the next.
But it needs to be it.
Think about that next generation that's coming up here soon. You got the Steiners, you got Goldberg's son, Mark Henry's son, Titus O'Neil's son. You got a lot of people coming up.
Which have they? I don't think they've signed Goldberg's son. They've signed the other three.
Yeah, they signed the other three, but not Gold. They'll sign him in a heartbeat once he's ready. And listen,
if he wants to.
If Brock Lesnar's daughter ever wants to get into WWE, whoo.
Yeah, that's she's definitely got the build for it.
Yo, we are like this is.
Let's just say Brock Lesnar's genetics are strong.
Yo, the beast incarnate.
Because I don't see any Sable in his daughter.
No,
looks just like him.
Maybe attitude, Sable attitude.
Yeah,
but no, she is straight dad on that.
Yeah, she looks exactly like Brock Lesnar.
Oh man, she is built. But AJ Styles stole, and thank God for Nick Aldis, the Intercontinental Championship, all right, from Dominic Mysterio, and that was bull crap, right? How you gonna steal from my man's? All right, we from Georgia. Let's have a talk here. We both from Georgia, all right? You from the east side, I'm from the west side, right? Why you guys steal from my man's, man? Come on, you don't steal from Dom. He's from San Diego. He don't know how it works. All right, you don't know how this works. What do you say, Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar's daughter looks more like Brock Lesnar than Brock Lesnar does.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's good stuff.
pretty sure Zach Gowen's children are like, I'm not going to the WWE. All right.
There's a comment from Michael at Kicking Attitude about the Seth Riders. And I wanted to bring that back before I get into my thoughts on AJ Styles in the Intercontinental. This is the important part. You mentioned you don't like, or you like Cole more than you like Pat. You're not a big Pat fan. And I think it's just a different way of doing things.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Which I like both of them, but they bring a different dynamic. It's fun to see somebody get physically excited about what they're watching. And that's one thing that Pat brings to that role, whether he's at college football, whether he's, wrestling. It makes it feel more like I'm sitting behind the desk because he brings it from more of a fan perspective.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Which I think is really cool. And that's one of the reasons I like Pat as much as I do, because it makes, and I'm not going to say it makes me feel like I could get behind the desk, but it makes me feel like it's just a fan back there.
See, and I'll just throw this out there. I've always been a fan of, all right, Taz and JBL with Michael Cole back in the day. I've always been a fan of that guy with Michael Cole that can throw him for a loop, like JBL. Look at him like, Cole, I could pop your head like a melon or something. Yeah, and Taz looking at him, are you a freaking moron? Are you stupid or something? Yeah, and that Taz could choke him out in a heartbeat, But and because Jerry the King Lawler didn't work very well with Cole, in my opinion, but Graves works very well with Cole. And I get it. Everyone likes Pat. They like, the fact that Pat gets on the, he's doing his thing. But yeah, thank you. I'm on the same damn wavelength as you.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not saying he's necessarily wrong. I see it differently.
No, I get it. No, I get it. Trust me, I do get it.
But yeah, we will get into AJ Styles stealing the Intercontinental title away from Dom Mysterio.
Thank you, Nick Aldis.
Really? Thank Nick Aldis? Because he put him in a match against AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. So AJ got exactly what he wanted out of it.
Yeah, well, Nick Aldis likes to give AJ Styles what he wants because they've been indie friends for years, blah, 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 blah. He doesn't know how things work now, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, he's been general manager for a while now. He knows how things work in WWE.
He don't know how it works on Raw. Raw is more chaotic than SmackDown. He's got a guy over there going, yeah, every 5 seconds, okay? At least Dom's coming out and getting pretty women and having gold around his waist every time he's got the pretty women, right? Yeah, Nick Aldis.
But yet he went against Dom. He gave AJ. AJ doesn't come out and say, yeah. AJ doesn't come out with pretty women a lot.
I know, because he doesn't know how it works. You got to talk to Dom first before you get this title match.
Oh, but, he's got to ask Dom's permission.
Yeah, this is Raw. All right, Adam Pearce knows how to work.
I don't know that I've ever seen Adam Pearce ask for Dom's permission to do anything.
Listen. Dom goes over and he gets the Raw Tag Team Championship match for JD and Finn. Okay, he makes sure that Liv and Raquel retain their titles. He helped Carlito was on his side until untimely release. But I'm saying Dom runs it. All right.
In case he's saying he needs to bring back the Spinal Tap before he retires,
that would be nice.
I think he said in interviews though that he's said himself that he doesn't know if he can do it anymore because he hadn't done it.
I was gonna say I don't think he can do it.
Yeah, he said that on his CVV interview that he's not even sure he can hit that anymore.
I love you, Lady Alpha. That was funny.
There's Stampede. AJ takes it at the Sands of Time PLE. Stampede in your names. That's great. The Sands of Time PLE. And drops it to Dom. I don't know. I mean, would they do that? I don't know that you have AJ lose there. I think that match should be at Saturday Night Main Event because, again, AJ's a Georgia guy. Again, I don't know that AJ should win this. Again, AJ's a better wrestler. Objectively, he's a better wrestler. You can look at all you want to. I know you love Dom.
Oh, well, hold on.
AJ's a better wrestler.
He said he's been a better wrestler. I'm just a Dom fan.
But again, if you're trying to load up Saturday Night Main Event with local talent, I guess is for lack of a better term, you got Goldberg there. Might as well put AJ in it too.
Yeah, he got really mad when that lady. Okay, so a couple years ago, he got called some guy from Atlanta in the interview, right? And he got angry about that. He's like, I'm from Gainesville, like that's.
But he's a
like,
Georgia boy. Was kind of more my thought.
Well, yeah, that crap is hilarious though. Don't call him from some guy from Atlanta. He gets pissed.
Ooh, there you go. Dax throwing out the challenge. LA Knight would drop him with a BFS. I'll let you finish that statement.
Dom would hit him with a 619, chant 619, just like that before he hit a frog splash. Kaboom! Okay, 1, 2, 3, and if he has to, he'll go Papi on everybody. He'll go Eddie Guerrero on everybody. He'll throw the belt right at LA Knight and just fall over and be like, look at that, So LA Knight stands no chance,
Let's see. That would give them time to keep driving home the point that AJ is old now. He gets a match in his backyard, loses the same night as All In. Look, I get it, Stampede. You've been saying forever that AJ's leaving the company. I still don't agree. I don't think he's leaving.
He retires.
I don't. I think he retires before he leaves. He said before, even with as bad a booking as he's had, that he wants to end his career in WWE. I've heard him say that out of his own mouth.
Yeah, he said that a lot of times.
I could be wrong, but I just until the man says different, I guess I'll believe what he says the last time he said it.
Yeah.
Which is a weird way to say that, but here
Watch
we are.
him go back to New Japan before he goes to AEW.
I mean, I think he would go back to TNA before he went to AEW.
Yeah,
just to have another run in TNA.
I would love to see that belt on him.
Casey says, I think R-Truth will beat John Cena for the title in December for Cena's last match. So not to foreshadow too much, I think there is zero chance John Cena holds that title till December.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think there is zero chance.
Yeah, I think he loses it.
What's up, Herb? We love you too, buddy. I appreciate you being here, whether you think you have anything to add or not. Let's see. Dom would lose to Joe Hendry. There you go.
Joe Hendry couldn't even.
Dax apparently does not like Dom.
Listen, timeout. The only reason why Joe Hendry.
R-Truth would beat Dom?
I can see that.
But Dax, you need to put some respect on his name because his name is not R-Truth. It's Ron Killings.
It's Ron Killings.
So you, sir, need to put respect on his name.
The only reason why Joe Hendry is a star now is because of AJ Francis. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, we weren't supposed to do it right there, were we?
No.
Sorry. No. Well, you did it in the same cadence. I'm a WWE fan. I'm conditioned. I hear that chant. I'm used to saying, yeah. I don't know. I can't help it.
It was great to see him on NXT though this week.
So there you go. An outsider view. I thought Cena would hold it until December. I can definitely. Again, I don't think it'll happen, but I know a lot of people who are not outsiders, Herb, who have that same opinion. So don't feel bad. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's just kind of the way I see it. But we love outsider views. We love people, which you and I have had this conversation, Herb, and I know you and I, Sped, is we love the opinions of the ones that we call outsiders. I respect Stampede. I respect a lot of I respect Carol. Respect all you guys that watch week in, week out. Watch, in Stampede's case, 70-something matches a week. I respect your opinion, but I love to get the opinion of people who don't watch because that's the larger audience. There are more casuals than there are hardcore fans. So getting the opinion of a casual fan isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's one of the things I love about wrestling is to see it from the eyes of a so-called outsider or a casual, because that's what the general public thinks about your product. Not necessarily what the hardcore or the sickos think about it. All right, I went on a tangent there and lost where I was in the comments.
We have another slide for Raw or no?
Yeah, we got King of the Ring slide.
Okay, that's right.
King of the Ring.
I thought so.
I don't care what they call him now. It's Ron Killings. So that's the problem is WWE has not put respect on his name because all the graphics and promos are saying R-Truth, but he is saying in his promos that he's Ron Killings. So
he says he's at the wheel now or whatever. Yeah.
Shark Boy to beat Dominic for the IC title.
Hey, no.
Put some respect on Shark Boy's name now.
No. All right. We're going to go for the second iteration of La Parca versus Dominic Mysterio.
Moving on in Raw, you had the king and queen of the ring. You see Asuka there getting the win. We've already mentioned that we think she is going to make the final on the women's side. You also had Jey Uso winning his match to become the fourth participant there on the men's side. What did you think of the matches themselves? And we'll get to who we think is going to win on the next slide. But we'll start with Asuka. Did you enjoy her return? I think we talked some about it, about the face paint and all that.
I thought she looked very smooth for a woman who hasn't been in the ring forever. Yeah, it feels like forever. It's been, almost a year? A year and a half?
Right? Something like that.
I get that she was protecting her leg.
It's funny.
I know she was protecting her leg and everything. And I would too, like I said, if I just tore my ACL. But
yeah, Stampede. I am not holding the iguana. The iguana is holding me.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed the Queen of the Ring qualifier advancement match, whatever.
Yeah.
Over the males King of the Ring. I enjoyed
that.
I did too. And it was completely obvious once you put freaking Jey Uso in there who was gonna win, and no yeet.
What?
No yeet.
Oh, because of the winner. I got it. Sorry. It took me a second.
Yeah, no yeet. I'd rather have his brother go.
I think Big Mike's just.
Hey, hold on. I love Lola Vice.
Yeah, Stampede needs to wear Lola Vice's shirt because and I'm a Lola Vice fan. I don't dislike Lola Vice, but he's a big Lola Vice fan. And Herb, I'm not putting your comment up, and you know why.
Yeah, you know why. Because Sped can't, or I would.
Yeah, give it a week or two. We'll see.
Yeah. 3 months later.
So I agree with you. I enjoyed the women's. I mean, I guess the cinema of it all on the men's, I guess, was really cool. But I'm tired of Jay. I said it the other day. I've said it last week. I'm tired of Jay. And I get they're doing other stuff with Karrion Kross, with Sami Zayn and all that, but you could have very easily put Karrion Kross in this match. And then next week we get Cody and Kross, which would be a banger match. They've wrestled on the Indies as Killer Kross and Cody Rhodes. It would be really cool to kind of revisit that. And then it doesn't matter if Cody and Randy go on and go to the final, or it doesn't matter if it's Kross and Sami. I would have been happy with either final. But if you're telling me I'm going to have a Sami Zayn Jey Uso final at Night of Champions, I'm probably not going to watch that. There's nothing about that match I want to see.
Yeah, that just makes me wish All In was happening that day.
Instead of during, which, I mean, I don't plan on watching Saturday Night Main Event live either, if it makes you feel any better. I'm not watching it live.
I'm probably not watching it.
I'll probably watch it. So, and I said this the other day, my level of what I'm going to watch is Saturday, I'm going to watch All In. And then Saturday night, I will probably watch Great American Bash, since they're going to be on at the same time. And I would rather watch Great American Bash than Saturday Night's Main Event. And then Sunday, I may watch Saturday Night's Main Event as like a pre-show for Evolution.
Yeah, no, I get that.
If I do anything, that's how that'll work.
I get that. I definitely am watching All In. That's so much better. The build is so much better right now. I just got.
What are you talking about?
All In. All In's build.
Well, yeah. Well,
it's so much better.
Yeah, because again, it's a Saturday Night Main Event.
And the NXT side, a Great American Bash is not even.
And they haven't even named a match for that yet.
Exactly. It's like, oh my God, stop naming it the day of. We're gonna get Shawn Michaels versus.
Yes, I'm gonna pull a Stampede that weekend and watch wrestling all weekend long, just because there's so much going on.
That's what I did. That's yeah. Thank you for the.
Dax misses the OTC.
Everybody, I miss him too.
Christopher wants to see Roxanne Perez win, which we will lead into now, because you do have. Hold on, you do have the semifinal matchups coming up on Monday Night Raw. We will talk about that top one first, but since he did mention it, Who do you want to see between Jade Cargill and Roxanne Perez?
See, I would love to see Roxy win it, but the stories are lining up as it's showing me that Jade Cargill is going to win it, go to SummerSlam, win the title, and Naomi comes in and cashes in on Jade.
Possible. Or does Naomi come in and cost Jade this match?
I don't know. I don't.
Waiting on Stampede to put that in the comments since he's had interference in every other King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring match so far.
I don't think so. I think I really think I don't know.
Okay,
man.
I get it. That's not a bad one.
I love Roxy too. Roxy's my girl. I don't know, man. I just got this feeling Jade's gonna win. You know, just because the story's there to the ultimate insult, and that's what Naomi's looking for, is the ultimate insult.
Herb doesn't know who Lola Vice is, but he's looking her up.
I don't know what Lola Vice
Make sure you take your heart medication before you look up Lola there.
Yeah.
She is spicy, as they say.
Oh man. Ay. Muy caliente. Muy caliente.
This is the OTC from Dax's question a minute ago. Yeah, Stampede, I do think the Liv Morgan injury probably does play into that a little bit.
Can she finally bring tenders and not nuggets?
Because you got to have something with there. It wouldn't shock me on Monday if Finn Balor walks out of Adam Pearce's office and is convinced Adam Pearce to let Roxanne take Liv's place as the tag team champion since she's going to be gone for so long, just to continue that tension, and you'll be able to continue it without Liv actually having to be there.
Yep.
So I could very well see them doing that, but obviously I think that means Jade would win, and Jade would move on. And just imagine that, because we've already said we think Asuka would win. I mean, then you get a Jade and Asuka final.
That'd be nice. Ooh. Power versus Asuka.
Versus a little bit of
everything.
And so in WWE 2K25, Asuka is what's known as a specialist.
Yeah.
Who can do a little bit of everything.
Everything. Yeah, that's what I say, Power versus Asuka.
Yeah. Then, of course, the other final, you have Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes for the chance to go to the finals to face who we think is Randy Orton, because we both said Randy Orton is going to the final. So I guess in our scenario, who do you think goes on to face Randy at Night of Champions?
The referee. Let's pray to God it's the referee. Okay? Do we really want to see these two men do this again? Do we want to run it back?
Again, I don't know that I've ever seen them wrestle each other.
I'm sorry.
And I don't want to see it.
Like with a title, I meant. Run it back with a title. Do we really want to see one of these two run it back with a title? I don't know, man. I'm pulling for the ref.
Pulling for the ref.
I'm pulling for the
Stampede,
ref.
That's kind of what I said about the Roxy situation, too.
But yeah, no, I probably would go to Cody. Cody versus Randy.
Roxanne is very young.
Night of Champions.
And I alluded to that as well when I mentioned the big name for Night of Champions, since you're not getting that Goldberg name and that Goldberg nostalgia. Cody and Randy is that match that you can tell a 15, 20-year story.
Is it legal to eat over there? This is
I'm
real
sure
question.
It is.
It's a real question.
I'm sure it is. They've eaten before over there. Jey Uso's been there before.
I was just making sure. I wasn't trying to be mean or nothing. Good night, Lady Alpha. But I was just like,
good night, Lady Alpha.
I know laws are different.
Have a good one, Michael. He's speaking of 2K25. Michael has actually headed over to his channel at Kicking at It 2 YouTube and Twitch channels. Him and Tori are going to be playing some WWE 2K25 GM mode. So after our show, make sure you go check them out and watch them play a little GM mode over there on Twitch.
Hold on, keep that up.
YouTube. Keep it up. What are you talking about?
Once we
you follow them, right?
Yeah, no. Once we leave, I can't. It won't pop up with their name, but I'm gonna see if this raid things work. So once we leave, I'm just gonna press enter. Yeah.
No worries, Randy. We appreciate you stepping in.
Been there.
From the How About Them Damn Dogs podcast.
Oh.
Just because I can't say the real word. How About Them Effing Dogs podcast, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I feel like Cena and Punk is going to be a letdown. I'm kind of with you, to be honest. I mean, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be what everybody's expecting it to be. So.
No, these guys. This is not 13 years ago. Okay, where they were killing each other in the ring, got Money in the Bank.
No. Anything else from Raw that you can remember? I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot else that I thought I can think of.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
So we will move on to NXT. And it was really ladies' night on NXT. I know we had one men's match, I think, but it was really all the women. You had the 4 Evolution Eliminator matches, won by
Parker, Lash Legend.
Parker, Izzy. Lash, Izzy, and Jordan Grace. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain went blank there for a second.
Oh, man.
So they are actually going to meet in a fatal 4-way this coming up week on Tuesday to see who will face JC Jane for the NXT Women's title at Evolution.
Yep.
So we'll kind of talk about them all together. What do you think about the decisions and the 4 women that are in the match?
Loved all 4 women. You could have went either way with Grace and Lola Vice.
I agree.
You could have went either way on that.
I could have went either way with a couple of them.
Well, yeah. Well, the only one that I really don't think you could. The only one I don't think you could go either way. Yeah, I was gonna say Lash Legend. There's no way.
And I'm a huge Ren Sinclair fan. I love Ren Sinclair.
Oh, I know. But
there's no way you have her beat Lash Legend right now.
No. And like that torture rack combo that she does, that's beautiful. I look, NXT fans started something that I hope everybody else says. Get rid of Death Rebel. What is it? Death Rebel? Get rid of them. Get them by. That. Oh man, that was a terrible theme song for Jordan Grace.
Apparently, she likes it though.
Oh God bless.
Obviously, she put out a tweet because obviously, even if she didn't like it, she didn't have to say anything. She could have just let people talk. But she put out a tweet the other day that she prefers it. I get why they had to change it because they thought it sounded very similar to Braun Breakers with the siren and everything. So I get that part. But yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, all 4 women. Like I said, you can go either way with Jordan or Lola on that. I
mean, you look at Parker and Thea. I mean, really, that could have went either way. You look at Izzy.
That match when they started.
Izzy and Zarya.
Izzy and Zarya was a good one, but that Parker and Thea Hill match, she had her in a Kimura at least 8 times. Yeah,
it was very creative though. I like how she played against it, where she made sure the ref wasn't looking, tapped Thea's leg, made her think she had quit, and then hit her with the hypnotic. That was pretty good. That
was great. And that also happened in another show that we're going to be talking about here in a minute. But no, I can't argue with.
Yeah, visually she tapped, but she made sure that the ref didn't see it, so she could play off of that. She used it as a strategy.
Yep.
Which is very smart.
Can't argue with these results, though.
Yeah, no, they were all really good. So who do you think wins the 4-way and goes on to Evolution?
Lash.
I know who you want.
Lash Legend. All right, it's in her hometown, our hometown. It's in Atlanta. She's a hometown girl. Lash Legend. It's time. They are pushing her. Look, the way they're booking her has been brilliant, and I think it's time. All right, she's been working with Tricky Will for a minute now. All right,
she's been doing more working.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, and look, I'm a huge fan of all 4 of these women.
Yep.
I've been saying for a while, Izzy Dame and the Culling are very underutilized.
God, yes.
They should definitely be used more and brought to higher heights. Hopefully, they are going to start that with what they're doing now. Hate that they had to get rid of Jensen to do that, but here we are. I like Izzy Dame. I like what she does. I'm a huge Jada Parker fan. I love Jordan Grace. But yeah, I mean, with everything going on with it being in Georgia, Lash Legend needs that title shot.
Yeah.
I don't know that she wins.
No, she needs it. She needs it.
I don't know that she wins.
Give it to her.
But I think she definitely deserves to be in the match. Pretty much everybody in the chat says the same thing. Isaiah, Carol, Christopher, everybody pretty much agrees.
Yeah. Okay.
And then everything else that happened, you had the tag team match with Briggs and Inamura.
Yeah.
Which Briggs and Inamura, and it was Briggs, Inamura, and
Elijah.
Elijah. Yeah, that's right. Elijah versus AJ Francis, Trick Williams, and Wesley, because apparently AJ couldn't go for whatever reason. But you do have Inamura pinning the TNA World Champion in Trick Williams, which leads to Briggs getting a title shot. Oddly enough.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see that? Briggs is getting a title shot, not Inamura. But so Briggs is actually getting a title shot next week, which make sense for me.
That makes sense.
Maybe we actually start sowing the seeds of Briggs and Inamura starting to break up, maybe. Since Inamura should have really been the one that had the title shot since he's the one that pinned him. But I guess we'll have to see where that goes. I mean, obviously, I don't think there's any chance that Briggs beats Trick, obviously. No. But yeah, definitely a weird decision to have him get the title match after his tag team partner is the one that pinned Trick. You also had the whole Tony D fallout. Tony D comes out to talk to Luca Crucifino, and then Stacks comes out.
Looking great, by the way. That's real Italian leather right there that he was wearing. I'm a big Stacks
fan. You mean the Solo jacket?
Yeah, the beautiful stuff, man. Come on, he looked better than Solo. He looked mafioso. Solo looks like a Timu mafioso. All right?
I agree, Christopher.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to win. But no, like, that stuff, was it an accident or was it not?
It looked like it was an accident, but, you know, who knows? Maybe they set it up that way.
Nah, man, that's like someone tipping over the spaghetti, all right? Or breaking the spaghetti. I'm sorry, breaking the spaghetti before you throw it into the pot. It's no accident. He got whacked right then and there. Yeah, that's right. I went straight up mafioso on this.
I think it'll end up not being an accident too. I think Tony D is going to lose the entire family.
Yeah.
And then end up going to the main roster after he has a blow off with Stacks. Probably loses to Stacks to kind of hand that gimmick off, and then makes his way to the main roster here in the next few months. So
yeah.
You know, and what happened to what's her name? Where's she been? She's still in hiding.
Yeah. Yeah, no. She's definitely in protective custody right now. But she's the dark horse out of all of this, though. You know, like if they do this the right way, she could either be the one that brings the family back together, you know, in a wholesome moment, or she could be the ringleader of the whole damn thing.
That would be interesting to make her the leader.
You know what I'm saying?
Then you still have Stacks as the underboss, though, and that's his whole story is he's trying to not be the underboss.
Well, I mean, he is the underboss. The underboss does follow what the brains of the operations do. That's Mafioso 101.
But that would throw off the entire storyline for his perspective of doing all that. But
yeah,
I mean, it could be. But I guess we'll find out. And then last but not least, you have Blake Monroe signing her contract, putting everyone in the women's division on notice. And who else comes out but other than Fatal Influence? And you can see right there on the picture, Blake Monroe gets put through a table. Pretty interesting. Obviously, we know JC Jane's next opponent is going to be named in that Fatal 4-Way. Where does Blake Monroe fit into all this, and what's next for her since she's getting put through tables?
Well, you know, what's the next big one that's coming out for NXT?
Great American Bash?
Great American Bash. That's probably no, they're not going to do it. I don't know where they're going to do it.
Would you not put her on Evolution, which is the next night?
I would put her on Evolution. You have to have her on Evolution for a title match like that.
Do you, though? Or do you put her on Great American Bash, which is directly against AEW All In, her former company?
I'd put her on Evolution the next night. Honestly.
I would, but would WWE? Or would WWE say, look here, you're going to go out there and wrestle against your former company as competition?
They're already going to have Ricky Saints. Oh, damn it. Starks. They're going to have Starks.
No, you said it right the first time. It's Ricky Saints.
Oh, okay, cool.
You had it right. God. And then you got frustrated that you said it right for some reason.
I thought I got it wrong. Yeah, they're going to have Ego and Saints go at it. I feel like the Colling's going to be in there somewhere. So I was going to call him Ty Dillinger, as
Sean Spears.
Sean Spears. Yeah, they're all going to be on there. So I think they're going to have enough. And, Lexus King's going to be on there. So I think they're going to have enough AEW guys going up against AEW. And I think she should go to Evolution because she's a big name. That was not good. No, you're right. No. A lot, like, I didn't like the whole Tony D segment either. That one. I didn't like the Tony D segment either. It's because they were boring. All right. I mean, come on. I'd rather watch them all fight over a plate of spaghetti at this point. Yeah.
I don't know that it made her look weak necessarily because it still took 3 people to put her through a table.
Yeah.
He just ran down an episode of Elevation. There you go.
You're right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still not sold on this gimmick. The whole Sabrina Carpenter tie-ins, I'm not sold on it. I get the reference to Sabrina Carpenter through the video and then through the line right before she hits her, and then right before she gets put through the table. I'm just not sold on the gimmick. I am glad that she went ahead and started hitting first.
Yeah.
That she at least showed that little bit of aggressiveness, even though she was outnumbered and got put through a table. So I am happy about that part of it. But let's leave the Sabrina Carpenter references alone. Let her just go in and be a badass. Because we know she can go in there. 90% of the people who are watching NXT have also watched AEW and know that Blake Monroe can be a badass.
Yep.
Because we've seen it as Mariah May.
Yep. Just don't give her a high heel in NXT. All right. Just keep her.
It's coming sooner or later.
Fallon Henley, just run. When you see that, run. All right. Just run. All right.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I'm just not big on the Sabrina Carpenter references. I'm a big Sabrina Carpenter fan. I'm a big fan of her music and her work and all that. I don't want to see that from somebody who I thought could come in and be another bad. I mean, you just lost Julia, you just lost Stephanie, who are 2 badasses in the ring. You just lost Roxanne, who's a badass in the ring. And then we get a cross between Sabrina Carpenter and Ariana Grace.
I was gonna say Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Ariana Grace.
Yeah. So I'm hopefully they do something else with her. She wasn't Girl Meets World. She was good there. Yeah, I agree with everybody else. I think she needs a change already. I would have hoped she would have come in and was a little bit more serious, but hopefully we'll see where it goes from here. Hopefully maybe getting put through that table will give her amnesia and she goes to just being a badass. And she forgets all of her Sabrina Carpenter lyrics.
So you're basically saying go timeless.
No.
The amnesia.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just meant forget the Sabrina Carpenter lyrics. I don't want her to figure who she is altogether.
I swear if they do that, I would laugh.
It would be funny, but that would definitely feel a little forced at that point.
Very forced. Like,
two episodes in, 2 appearances in, and you're already starting to do timeless. That would be, yeah. I don't even think WWE would do that bad, but
that's WCW bad. That's WCW bad right there. Oh man.
Moving on to AEW Dynamite, as we previously mentioned, again, GrandSlam Mexico, man, it was a great show.
It was loco.
A lot happened.
It was loco.
Yeah, in a word, it was loco. You kicked off with Hangman Adam Page coming out and cutting an all Spanish promo. Shout out to Hangman, who admittedly said his Spanish wasn't very good, and he was right. It was very
choppy,
very choppy. But hey, he got everything out. I understood everything he said, and I don't speak that much Spanish, and I could follow it along. Even though you had, what's his name, kind of translating it from the announce table.
Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur.
Yeah. Excalibur.
So, but still a really good promo. Really good meaning behind it. Foreshadowed what was going to happen after the main event. And yeah, just a really good promo, man. Really good. Yeah, it's a great sign of respect. 100%.
Very, very, very. I loved every second of that. And like I said, this was a loco episode. But first things first, we talked about the live stuff. I understand it's a cultural thing. I do, but you can't act on what MJF is doing. All right? He's over there. Right? And I understand.
Wait, what are you talking about? We were talking about.
Well,
You
no,
just
no,
jumped
no.
all over to a whole
I
nother
did.
thing.
I just went into the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
You started doing the thing right there, and I was like, don't look, just start talking about something else. You know?
You were supposed to be telling us about Hangman's promo and what you thought about it.
I thought you already finished that because I couldn't say anything else. You already said everything.
Okay, well, I didn't hear you say that part. Okay.
Oh,
So now you go to MJF.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, for him, I understand he's playing the heel and being the bad guy. I understand you're not supposed to pull the mask off. I understand all that. But he's just doing it to get aroused.
And apparently he did because he got attacked after the show.
It is a hotel, right?
Yeah. Luckily, everybody's okay. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
The authorities have been notified, all that good stuff.
Apparently
MJF was very proud of that.
Oh, yeah.
To know that he got that much heat that somebody decided to attack him outside of the show.
He's like, I'm glad it's working. Yeah. But that's what we were saying, that if they were in Mexico, Chad Gable came out as Grande Americano, he would have never made it out.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. But yeah, no, look.
But really, is the MJF character all that much different? Other than the fact he's not wearing a mask?
Yeah, he's not doing the lucha stuff. He's not even trying to do the lucha stuff.
But he's making fun of the lucha stuff, which is what everybody's saying that Grande Americano's doing.
Yeah. But now, how did you enjoy this match? I liked it. I actually
I loved it. I thought it was a great match.
I thought MVP getting frustrated at MJF the whole
MJF time. Showboating and everything. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ripping off the mask, though, was a little much for me. Yeah, because I do respect Lucha Libre. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think AEW has done that a lot, especially in the past few weeks, because that's what the third mask that MJF's ripped off in the same number of weeks.
Yeah.
Didn't he rip off some of somebody else's mask last week?
I think
two people's masks last week.
I think so. But yeah, I mean, you started seeing. I
have not heard why he was on the show. It was just personal reasons. He couldn't make it. I know I've heard rumors about that he had some legal stuff going on, but I don't know that for sure.
I don't know. But no, I enjoyed that match. I really enjoyed what MJF and Mystico could do.
Yeah, and MVP getting upset with him, just like Stampede, and you mentioned, shows some cracks in the Syndicate armor.
Yep. Overall, great match. And then, I was looking for more pictures and I couldn't find them. You know how hard it is to take pictures off of Google when you can't find them?
Well, you got to think that it was last night too. For all the WWE shows, we have at least 2 nights to put pictures together.
Yeah.
We have less than 24 hours to put together pictures of these, so it's harder to find them.
You
also had an incredible match between Kazuchika Okada and Mark Briscoe. That obviously Okada won. And then attacks Briscoe after the match. But what did you think of the match and the result?
Yeah, Briscoe's reaching for the stars big time, or reaching for the sky, isn't he? And he's really having some really good matches lately. Okada looks like he's taking these matches as like the warm-ups.
Tune-up matches.
You know what I'm saying? He's taking them like they're tune-up matches. And I like that because the end game, the end boss is Kenny Omega. Is he going to be ready for Kenny Omega? And that's the real question. Is he going to be able to put up those type of star-rated matches against Kenny Omega still? And I don't know, Stampede, we were talking about Tanahashi, I believe, who it was. We were talking about the New Japan. What do you? I don't know. I feel like he's in the same boat. Okada's lost a step in my book, but not like Tanahashi. I want to say it's Tanahashi. Either way, don't think Okada's on Omega's level anymore. That's just me.
I don't think in this form. I've heard a lot of people say it. This is not. They call him the Rainmaker, but this is not the Rainmaker.
No, this is not the Rainmaker.
And whether that's AEW holding him back or whether it's him holding him back, this is not the same Okada you got in New Japan. Now, maybe some of that is stylistic, or maybe some of that is him trying to build up with the matches he's doing now, like you said, having some tune-ups where he can get back to that.
Yeah.
And obviously being in there with Mark Briscoe, who is, they said it a million times on commentary, is a really good friend of Kenny's.
Yeah.
Was trying to defend Kenny's honor. Like Stampede says, he can pretty much go in there with anybody because he's a Swiss Army knife.
Yep.
And really do just a bit of anything.
Yep.
So it was a good match for him to have as a tune-up for a lot of different styles in one. But in this version, Okada should not beat Omega.
No. Oh, no. No.
Hopefully they get to the real version of Okada come all in, because that match I want to see.
Yes, I would love to see. Yes, Okada versus Omega. Let me get that New Japan style going.
Well, I mean, Stampede says here that that's not the majority of what he did in New Japan either.
Yes. He's right about that.
What we're used to seeing Okada is not Okada week in and week out.
He is right
and
about
that's completely possible because I don't watch New Japan on a weekly basis, so I don't see the smaller matches that he does. I have seen, obviously, the big matches.
Yeah.
And the big matches, there's nobody better.
Oof. Very, very few that you can put up against Okada saying that they're better in big match. Yeah, John Cena got the name Big Match John. I think that's Okada. Big Match Okada. Yeah.
Just doesn't roll off the tongue the same, though.
It doesn't. It doesn't, though.
But it's if I had to pick right now between the two, which luckily I don't have to because we've got a few more weeks, I would definitely go Omega. But hopefully we get that big match Okada, as you say.
Yeah.
Come on, Dax. Come on now. I love you, Dax, but come on, Brett. Come on now.
Joe Henry has better chance.
Let's not just say crazy stuff just to say crazy stuff. Because I don't know that I've seen any version of Joe Hendry that is better than any version of Okada, and I'm a Joe Hendry fan. And that's a good point. If you're wrestling 100 times a year, you can't have pay-per-view style matches every time you go out there because you.
Oh yeah, no, you would die. Yeah,
which is very. That. And there's Carol echoing what Stampede said, that Mark is very versatile.
Oh yeah, you could put him up against anyone. I think he could be a TNT champion pretty damn easily.
Well, hopefully he gets to that before Mercedes Moné gets to that.
Yeah.
Because in another match we will talk about, Mercedes Moné has collected yet another belt.
The CMLL, right?
The CMLL championship from Xerxes in what was a decent match. I wouldn't call it a great match, but it was pretty good. But we do have yet another belt for Moné, which is now what, 5, 6?
6. Yeah.
So yeah, a decent match. I don't know that I wanted to see Mercedes win another belt. I've said on this show before that I was hoping that it would be the other way around and Mercedes would start to lose some of those belts to take the main belt. But doesn't look like that's the way we're going. So what'd you think of the match, and did you think that's the right decision?
This tells me that all in, Toni Storm's winning.
Does it though? Or does she collect number 7?
The start of the decline of Mercedes Moné is because of Timeless Toni Storm. All right. The belt collector that once was climbed her way up, could not get past the one obstacle that stood in her way to be a true belt collector. all right, to hold the actual gold, all the gold, all the big gold, okay? Tony Storm is going to be the reason why Mercedes Monet's decline starts. But then the rise of that, if they do this story right, which I think they will, AEW's been killing it lately.
And Stampede agrees with you that she's going to lose it all in and kind of start a
All right,
downward
look at that.
spiral.
Yo, we didn't even talk about this.
Well, because you've been talking to him a lot and watching all the wrestling, you guys are starting to share a brain.
Listen, I'm telling you, man. When he told
Which
me,
I don't know if that's good for Stampede, but
he told me straight up, go watch New Japan Dominion. I was like, deal. I started watching. I was like, holy crap! All right, I want ELP, El Phantasmo on this show. I want El Phantasmo on this show. He has a badass entrance.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. If that's the way they do it and Mercedes loses to Timeless and then she starts a downward spiral, I think it will be very interesting. Yeah. I was kind of hoping it would go the other way where she has the spiral beforehand and then lifts herself back up to maybe take the title from Tony. And that's kind of her resurgence, but that's obviously not the way we went. And there you go, Stampede chatting ELP with you.
Oh, man. Love it. I need him on the show, man. Everyone was talking about Mr. Iguana. Wait till they see ELP on the national stage one day. Woo.
And is there another slide? I don't think there is.
Not for AEW. I couldn't find it anymore.
Yeah, what we didn't mention is, or the two big tag matches. You had the 14-man tag match that kicked off the show, which I'm not going to try to name everybody because, again, there was 14 of them.
14.
And then you had the 10-man tag that ended the night, which I'm not going to name all of them because there was 10 of them.
Holla. All right, this is Teddy Long status right here, baby. All right.
And you had 24 people in 2 matches on there, so big ups. You're getting everybody on the show.
Was anyone in the Undertaker? All right.
No.
Do we know if the Undertaker?
There was no Undertaker. There was no Undertaker on the show. Thank God.
Oh man, player, that would be nice.
But the main event, the 10-man tag did, push a lot of the storyline. You had You had Adam Hangman Page come out at the end to have a face-to-face with Moxley.
The buckshot,
furthering that story. Jackson. Yep, goes for the buckshot, misses, hits Matthew, and just to kind of further some tension from the Young Bucks and him. There's a lot going on.
He said, I don't care. He straight up told Nick, fuck you.
Yep, that was all 14 of them, Stampede. I agree. I'm still not reading them all.
Jesus Christmas. You have one,
I'm still, there's 14. You don't have to count. There were 14 of them.
How many A's were in there? All right. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Or I'd like to buy an A. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, that's definitely a big time match.
Yeah.
And it was entertaining. It was hard as hell to follow because there was a lot going on because you had 14 people sometimes wrestling all at once.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting style how they had one person on the apron and everybody else was outside, like on the floor. Kind of loses some of that surprise of who you're going to tag in a multi-man tag match like that. But you still had run-ins and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because that ring was freaking huge. Yeah, I understand.
Well, it had to be, dude. You had 14 people in there.
Well, I know. You see some of the guys struggling getting in and out at the bottom of the rope. Yeah, because they're used to rolling out and they can't roll out, especially a small guy like Wheeler Yuta in his match.
Well, and you had some big guys in there too. I mean, in that first match, you had Brody King, you had Takeshita, you had Lance Archer.
He was having a hard time getting under the ropes. He had to climb in on the bottom sometimes. Yeah. Brody did.
You had Adam Cole, who's obviously the biggest of them all.
Yeah, John Moxley trying to get under there. But no, that buckshot lariat, man. The Matthew Jackson. Beautiful. Mwah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. I need more of that.
But definitely, Carol, if you have a chance, go back and watch it on Max, or if you can catch a replay through your cable network. I'm not sure what cable you have. I would definitely go back and watch it because the entire show is definitely worth a watch.
It's loco.
It was a very good show.
Great show.
Which moves us to our Twitter topic of the night. And it does go back to the American Gladiator story that everybody was talking about a couple days ago. They also have people from AEW, from independent wrestlers, former WWE stars. You have Camille, Wardlow, and Rick Boogs all in the cast, as well as The Miz. And there are some other independent wrestlers who I did not write the name down, so I don't have them in front of me. But yeah, a lot of wrestling talent represented in the American Gladiators, which has apparently upset a few people, upset a few higher ups. Nobody was named that I've seen, but everybody assumes it's WWE who's mad about it. If that's the case, then I'm not sure why, because it's not even your thing. I don't think the American Gladiators people give a crap.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at on it.
They'll tell them, shut up, Meg, in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about how everybody thinks it's bad for the counter programming and for all of that. And I have defended that because I love getting to watch more wrestling. Like, I'm not upset that I'm having to choose to watch Saturday Night Main Event on Sunday, because that's the way it should be. The best wrestling shows on Saturday will win out, which is going to be All In and then Great American Bash.
Yep.
I'll watch the other one on Sunday. It just gives me a chance to watch more wrestling. That I'm never going to argue with. If you're getting mad that Amazon Prime is hosting an American Gladiator show, which has nothing to do with you, and you're going to get mad because they have people from the other company on there, then I'm going to draw the line there 100%, because that's stupid for you to get mad at that.
Yeah.
And if it's AEW getting mad, which again, they haven't said which side it is, we're all assuming it's WWE, or most people are assuming it's WWE getting mad, but whoever's mad about it is stupid. They're probably not even going to have their real names except for The Miz.
Oh,
they're probably going to have American Gladiator names.
Is Boog's going to come out here with a guitar and be like, yeah, that crap would be awesome, right?
No, he's not. He's not playing Rick Boogs. He's playing an American Gladiator.
I know. It'd be funny as hell, though. Just as like,
he's going to come out as somebody like Laser or Glacier or one of the old names they've had on there, and that's what they're going to come out as. And Wardlow's not going to come out and be Wardlow. He's going to be the Warden or something like that.
Yep. He's going to come out Mr. America. I can see that.
Something like that.
Captain America.
But I mean, they're not going to come out as Wardlow and Camille. The only person that's going to get his real name is The Miz. So even if it is WWE bad about it, your guy is the one getting his real name. Everybody else is going to have American Gladiator.
Probably just going to be Mike, though. Mike.
No,
Miz.
They'll probably say The Miz, because that's the host needs to have a name that's bigger.
Yeah.
They used Mike Adamley's real name. They used everybody else. Everybody else got their real name,
Mike,
or the name that made them famous.
Mizowski.
Mizanin.
What is that?
His real name?
Mike Kinkowski. Kikowski. Yeah, I don't know. But Monsters Inc. That's what I was thinking of.
So, I mean, if that's true and somebody's upset about it, then yeah, that's pretty stupid. That's pretty petty. Whatever company's mad. Yeah,
exactly. 2 tears in a bucket.
But as a fan of the original American Gladiators, I'm excited as hell for it. I love American Gladiators. I'm excited
to see this come back. Yeah, I'll be watching it. On Amazon Prime. I already got Prime, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it looks like it. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm all for it.
Boggs back, Boog's back, whatever.
I mean, he fits the bill, though. I mean,
he does. He's like a douche. Like, good God. Him and Warlow, just put those two in a ring together for a minute. Oh, and another one I was going to post up, but it got posted some point today. Did you see that Matt Cardona served Shotzi?
Yes, I did.
That crap was funny.
I did. That's hilarious.
That crap. And then she beat up the dude.
Yeah, that's funny as crap.
Good stuff on
anything else? Anything else about American Gladiator?
No.
We'll get to a couple of Stampede. Of note, Wheeler Yuta used a couple of Bushido knees.
Yeah, he did.
During the match. And Bryan Danielson actually came out after the show to make an appearance.
Isn't Danielson now doing creative back there? I mean, like unofficially doing creative. I mean,
I haven't heard anything.
I've heard some stuff, but nothing concrete, you know?
I haven't heard anything either way. And then Yuta was one of the first 2 guys out after Danielson lost the match last fall. Yeah, they bring in Darby Allin back into the story as well. Which, I mean, he does kind of remind me of Darby a little bit. All right, that's where I was going with that one. All right. So next up, our TRI matchmaker of the night. Again, inspired by Pride Month. Thank you for the folks over there at Kicking At It Too for helping us out for our Pride Month TRI match. This week, we've got Abaddon, Nyla Rose, Kid Bandit, and Steph DeLander. You're up first, brother. Who you got?
I was going to go Kid Bandit because I had to go back and watch some of the stuff. And out of all the in-ring styles, I really think Kid Bandit would have a better shot at winning this versus everybody else. I don't know everybody's style very well just yet, and I was trying to watch highlights, and highlights only do so much justice, you know.
Go back and watch Kid Bandit and
that's what I'm saying.
Jr.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I watched.
Good match. I watched it. Yeah.
That's the one that's where I'm basing this off of, actually. Yeah, because I watched that match and I was like, son of a bitch. You know? Like, yeah, no. That's why I'm saying Kid Bandit wins this one.
So, I mean, at some point, you just have to go with power over everything. So I'm going to say Nyla Rose would take it. I mean, just because I think she's 2 or 3 times stronger than anybody else in the match, as much as, you know, Steph DeLander can do and Abaddon as well. I don't think Kid Bandit has the strength to go up against all of them. But I think Nyla Rose is probably 2 or 3 times stronger than the other 3. So I think ultimately that wins out over the rest of them. And I think Nyla Rose takes it. Apparently, she's also wrestled Malachi Black, which is really good. I have to look that one up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that one up. I was talking to a few people, and they were telling me about that. Kid Bandit, though, man, go back and watch some of that stuff. That dude is quick.
Also, go back and check out, we mentioned Kicking At It Too, who helped us put this together. They also did an interview with Kid Bandit a couple months ago. So go to Kicking At It Too on YouTube, scroll back through their videos for a couple months, or one of their lives. So don't look at videos, go look at the live streams. And they actually had an interview, one of the first interviews Kid Bandit had when she came back from her injury. So that was a really good interview from them. And then, big stuff coming from Kid Bandit. She's been all over the place. She's been over in Japan doing stuff.
Yep.
A lot of cool stuff. Let's see. A couple last comments before we get to the final word. We talk about Cena's finisher is just now hitting people with the belt. Yeah, we can talk about it. I don't know. I mean, if you can't do anything else, nothing else seems to work.
Hey, look, he's ruining wrestling. What better way to do it?
What better way to do it?
Yeah.
And Randy says the girls are looking forward to the upcoming Alexa Bliss and Asuka match. I am too. It's going to be a great match.
Dark Angel's going
Dark Angel. Yeah.
She'll get that mid-card title sooner than what you think.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's on Raw, right?
Holy crap. No, SmackDown. No.
Stephanie's on SmackDown?
She's on Raw. You're right, Raw.
Yeah, I think Stephanie's on Raw.
Yeah. But no, she can get that IC title.
Not right now. It's a little tied up at the moment. Not until after at least SummerSlam.
It'll be after SummerSlam, but she'll be at a Survivor Series. Well, we call it Survivor Series or just War Games?
It's Survivor Series War Games. They combine it.
They need to bring back the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, no, I was a little bummed too, Randy. I'm a huge Stephanie fan. I like to see that a lot, but it's hard to argue with Asuka. With her return and everything else coming back, hard to argue out of that match.
You're 100% right.
Which brings us to the final word, which is for me this week. So, Sped, I'll let you say your goodbyes, and then I will take over.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for helping us get where we are and everything. Without you guys, there's no run-in, no fun. So let's keep enjoying our weeks, let's end it the right way on the run-in every Thursday. This is how we end the wrestling week, by recapping what went down right here. And then tomorrow, guess what? SmackDown. All right. So let's Thank you guys for keep coming in, and let's keep doing this, keep growing together.
So before I get to the final word, I won't answer Randy's question. She's returning from an injury. She's been gone for a little over a year. She had a knee injury. That's why she had the brace on her knee. So it was her first match back from an injury. And yeah, Randy, and I'll get to this in the final word, which is I wasn't going to be part of it, but I'll answer it as part of it. It's one of the reasons that we do the show on Thursdays, because obviously there is a TNA show that's probably already ended tonight, but really the big two in AEW and WWE, this is really the only night during the week that they're not on. So this is kind of the official weekend of wrestling, what we like to call it. So tomorrow SmackDown starts a whole new week of wrestling, which is why we go over as much as we can up until then. Recaps and things like that, especially for people who don't get to watch week to week, show to show. We appreciate the hell out of Stampede coming in, who watches every bit of wrestling he can, and as well as guys like you and Riley and the girls and Herb and Raj, who don't get to watch very often, from one end of the spectrum to the other. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. And I know Sped didn't mention it, but I will mention on the screen. Make sure you guys use VetTix and FirstTix for those discounts on tickets. If you're a veteran or first responder, you can use those QR codes. Make sure you guys use your ID to get special pricing on tickets for all kinds of sporting events, also AEW wrestling and other things, concerts, not just sporting events. So you got concerts and anything else you guys want to go to. And our new sponsor, as you see over there under me and on there, we are now sponsored by GLYTCH. We are powered by GLYTCH Energy. So make sure you scan that code right there and use our promo code of the run-in. It is run-in, so RUN-IN for 10% off of your order. But you can scan that code. It'll take you right to our link. You can use the code for 10% off. It helps the show out. And look, none of this happens without each and every one of you guys. We appreciate you guys so much, whether you follow us on X, Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, no matter where you follow us, no matter where you found us. Thank everybody so much. We really appreciate all the help. And it's just a really, really good time to mention that now, since we've got this new sponsor, because that doesn't happen without you guys. You see on the other side of the screen, we are a proud member of the Chairshot Sports Media Group for the show. I will spoil it. I know John was going to announce it, but has not had a chance to because he's got some stuff going on. I have been a part of the Chairshot Sports Media Group since its inception, and Sped is going to be now. He's been part of the family, kind of on the periphery, but it is official. We are going to bring him into the Chairshot Sports Media Group as well. So we are a whole show now, no longer divided, I guess, for lack of a better term. But the run-in is part of the Chairshot Sports Media Group, proudly sponsored by GLYTCH, powered by GLYTCH. So any way you guys can help us out, follow us on the Run-In Wrestling Podcast on YouTube at _BigMike27 on X, YouTube, Twitter. I know that's the same thing. I meant to say TikTok. Make sure you go to Spedrock, SB3DROCK, over on Twitch to catch us either doing some streams. We're going to be streaming WWE 2K25. You can catch this show 30 minutes earlier at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, or behind the scenes over on Twitch as well. Again, thank you guys so much. For Sped, for me, for Juana. Thank you guys, and have a great night.